In the heart of a bustling city, where neon signs flicker like distant stars, lived a man named Elias. He possessed a peculiar gift, the ability to transform the commonplace into the sublime. To him, brilliance was not found in grand gestures or lofty ideals. It resided in the art of rephrasing, in the delicate dance of words that could elevate the mundane to the extraordinary. Elias revelled in this alchemy of perception. He would take a simple phrase, twist it like a kaleidoscope, and watch as its colours shifted into something profound. His friends marvelled at his insights, and soon whispers of his brilliance echoed through the crowded streets. But brilliance has its shadow, and Elias knew it well. For every gem he unearthed, there existed a counterpart, a distortion, a misinterpretation. The universe conspired to play its cosmic game, and Elias found himself ensnared in its web. Bad press, rumours, half-truths, they clung to him like stubborn ghosts. What others believed about him, what they discerned and understood, became his burden. It wasn't his essence, merely an energetic residue, yet it clung to him like a relentless storm. And so, Elias wandered through life, encountering the very people who embodied these misconceptions. They would cross his path, their eyes carrying judgment, their words echoing the false narratives. He suffered their scrutiny, the consequences of being associated with a phantom version of himself. Karmic, he mused, tracing the invisible threads that bound them all. The universe had its way of balancing the ledger, of settling debts. Elias wondered if he was paying for sins committed in some forgotten lifetime. Yet Elias was no passive observer. In moments of frustration, he sought relief. He yearned for results, for vindication. And so he looked to others, the unwitting sponges, to absorb the energetic aftermath. But this too came with consequences. To co-opt another's judgment was to invite chaos. The energy, once displaced, found new hosts. Elias felt it seep into his bones, gnawing at his soul. In the darkest hour, Elias realized the truth. It was akin to being a Karen, a term he'd heard whispered in coffee shops and crowded buses. The Karens of the world alleviated their own judgment by projecting it onto unsuspecting cashiers or hapless waitstaff. Elias had unwittingly become a cosmic Karen, absorbing the judgments meant for others. Elias wandered the labyrinth of existence, grappling with the weight of absorbed outrage. It clung to him like a shroud, stifling his spirit. He had become a reluctant vessel, carrying the collective discontent of those he encountered, their judgments, their indignation. He whispered to the cosmos, "Let it stay where it started." For in the alchemy of release he discovered a brilliance beyond words, a sublime truth that transcended bitterness and grief. And the universe, ever watchful, nodded in silent approval. He began to realize that temptation to interact and absorb these energies, judgments and consequences that should be, were now residing in himself. So as he turned a corner, he said a prayer within himself and realized he had the choice of letting go and letting God take over in faith, which is the cornerstone of faith in the divine.